ceaseless trauma.
Okay. No, literally.
You just go, okay.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the New to Wrestling podcast. This week, we watched Survivor Series 1997, the big kahuna,
Honey, what
the
happened?
Montreal Screwjob of it all. And we will get there, and we will probably keep on getting there in an After Dark following this episode. But as far as Survivor Series 97 is concerned, the match card is as follows. We have the New Age Outlaws and the Godwins taking on the Headbangers and the new Blackjacks in our first Survivor Series match. In our next Survivor Series match, we have the Truth Commission, all of them, taking on the Disciples of the Apocalypse, all of them. Next, we have what I hope is finally the culmination of this Canada-American feud that's been going on for the better part of 1997. Who knew that such hostilities had risen between the two allies? So really, so the teams are consisting of Canada got the Bulldog, uh, Doug Furness and Philip LaFawn and
I knew it.
Vil Neidhart. Kelsey did call this, actually,
I
everybody.
called this.
And on Team USA, we have Vader, Goldust, Mark Miro, and the debuting Steve Blackman. Very
And
interesting.
not the Patriot Diva.
And not the Patriot. Don't know where he is. Don't really care. Next, we have Mankind taking on Kane in his in-ring debut. Next, we have another Survivor Series match, which is the Road Warriors, Ken Shamrock and Ahmed Johnson, aka the natural extensions of the Road Warriors at this point,
Swear.
versus the Nation of Domination. All of them. We have the Intercontinental Championship on the line when Stone Cold Steve Austin finally tries to extract some revenge against Owen Hart. And in our main event, we have Shawn Michaels taking on Bret Hart for the WWF Championship. Guys,
You
hello,
guys.
hello. If you are new here, you are in luck. That is Kelsey. She is also new here.
But you couldn't tell by all the merch.
By all the merch.
You couldn't sell.
If you are not so new, I am Xavier and I'm here to help you out. So, for those of you who are, I guess, religious viewers, listeners, all of you guys, and have been following on a week-to-week basis, you know that we have been following every Monday Night Raw since 1996. Unfortunately, with the grand change from Peacock to Netflix, as we know, we have lost a great many an episode. So because I do unfortunately have to work for a living, I kind of don't have time to scour the internet for every episode of Raw that
You
is
did
out
try.
there.
You
I
did
did
really try, though.
really try, and
You really did.
I found some here or there, and if I deem them worth sneaking in, we will watch a bootleg version or two. But in the interim, we're gonna just kind of recap the episodes that we miss, watch the episodes that are available to us, as well as the pay-per-views, because all of those are still on Peacock. And kind of look forward to more After Darks sprinkled in. We're gonna throw in a kind of a more eclectic uh education at you, I guess,
Hmm.
this upcoming year, just because it's gonna be different.
It's gonna be different. Wait, before we begin, and you don't have to consent to this, but would you show the children your shirt?
Oh yes, sure, sure, sure.
Because if if you,
You have to talk because I'm not gonna be able to like do any more of
okay.
that. Okay.
So if you guys remember, I was wearing this amazing Undertaker shirt that I got from Dark Sport because they did an amazing collab with Undertaker, and Xavier and I both got shirts, and this was his. It's so cute. Look at the hand, girl. Yeah, period. Isn't that amazing? The one hand, and then they have this like amazing little description about the Undertaker in that little like written segment. Sorry if you're not watching. I'm so sorry for you, but it's an amazing shirt. Yeah, thank you so much to our model Xavier for just turning the party and consenting to show us that glorious shirt and that bod, honey.
Hey,
Okay.
I'm back. I forgot I had
Hey,
muted myself in the event that I had like stubbed my toe and started like frantically cursing.
heard.
You know,
Love the shirt. So amazing. And because we reconnected this weekend, I was able to finally give it to him.
yes, yes, yes. Oh, we were in person this weekend. We usually like to make note of that when we when we reconvene. There's
Yes.
usually a different kind of energy when we get back together. It was
Yeah.
good. It was a good time.
It,
We had a snow day. It was
we had a
lovely.
snow day. And guys, at my apartment, we take snow days very seriously here.
Yes, I
Like,
do, and I love it. And I
thank
love it.
you. We have like such a vibe. But yeah, it's so funny. Xavier, the last time he was here too, like I had like a cataclysmic life event happen, and
Mm.
something similar happened this weekend. And I was like, okay, so when you come here next, what's happening? Am I losing my job? Is the house burning down? Like, what's the tea?
I
Because
force life growth.
no, you really do. You are the Mento in the Pepsi jug that is my life. Like it just like,
Oh,
and thank
for better
God.
or worse,
Thank God, I'm grateful. Yeah, so thank you. I love that shirt.
love that, love that, love that. Yeah, no problem. All right, guys. So, in the last episode of Raw that we watched, that was the October like 13th episode. So, I'm going to very quickly recap for you the match cards as well as some needs to knows from those episodes that kind of lead us into Survivor Series, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty of Survivor Series. So, guys, if you have a tea, you have a coffee, you got a blanket, just get ready. This one's gonna be a bit longer. We got a bit more. I don't know.
Material, source material.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We got stuff we got to cover.
I'm
All
gonna
right,
discuss.
all right. So. We're talking Raw is War 10/20/97. All right, so that's the following episode off of where we left off. The Nation of Domination, and Rocky take on Ahmed Johnson and Ken Shamrock. There is apparently in this episode some defamement of the Nation of Domination locker room door with some racism, and it seems there's like a clover or like a maple leaf like left at the scene, pointing to like the Hart Foundation. Yeah, all of this stuff.
Not the maple leaf left at the scene.
I know, crazy. It was, yeah, it was clearly the Canadian with the maple leaf at the locker room. You know,
Yeah,
like
because they carry those around all the time.
right, like they're throwing stars. Anyway, Farouk apparently obviously takes great umbrage with this and demands his match to be now, instead of later on in the evening. So he takes on Bret Hart. Mark Miro takes on Brian Christopher. I guess Mark Miro will kind of be in that light heavyweight kind of division.
Makes
It fits,
sense.
it works.
I love
We
it.
also, this is the episode where we really start to see the Mark Miro is jealous of Sable angle. It's gonna come up. We've been saying it. We've been saying it
We've
the
been
whole
saying it,
time.
girl. I'm
Uh,
jealous of Sable at this
that's
point.
that's what I'm saying. So this episode we get the kind of first outing of the New Age Outlaws, the newly recrowned Billy Gunn, no longer Rockabilly, and the newly crowned Road Dogg, no longer Double J, takes on the Headbangers. We are going to see this kind of, I guess, theme with the New Age Outlaws. They're going to get their ass handed to them the whole time. They're going to cheat in the wee hours of the match and pull out a victory. So that's just look forward to that. Taka Michinoku takes on Yoshihiro Tajiri. I love Tajiri. I love Taka. It was probably great. I'm sure I'm gonna find it somewhere on YouTube in the depths. And then our main event has the DOA, Ape Ball and Skull, the Bald Twinsies, taking on the Godwins. So, highlights from this match. This episode, we see the return of Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett returns from WCW, and he's ends up having a lot to say. We'll hear about it in the kind of next episode and
Oh.
going forward. Um, yeah, he goes to WCW, realizes um, that you have to kiss the ring of Eric Bischoff, and if you don't, you're not going anywhere. So he comes back.
And respectfully, I
Mhm.
ain't kissing that hand. I know he
No,
doesn't wash them.
no, I know where it's been.
The,
Um,
or he washes them too much. Like, you know, when people are like really fucking, ooh, sorry, really freaky about like,
yeah, 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 yeah. I know
which
him.
I know him too.
And you're like, girl, I feel like this is happening, like you're going all the way around. Do you know what I mean? Like you're so
Like,
fearful of germs that now you can't handle any of them.
any germs, and like, I know they say cleanliness is close to godliness, but then why are you Satan incarnate?
Right. You know what? If I'm trying to be closer to God, I'm gonna go the higher hair option. You know what I mean? I just like, if it's
Literally me, I'm like,
you know what I mean? Like if I'm gonna use one
the
of those
bigger the
like
hair.
yeah, if I'm gonna use one of those like Southern expressions to like really go about my life, it's gonna be the higher the hair.
And this is why we're friends.
No,
The higher
honestly.
the hair, the closer to heaven, and that's the route I'm sticking to.
Mhm.
Thank you
Mm.
for that. That was beautiful.
Thank you. Amen. So this episode also sees Dude Love, who was supposed to take on the British Bulldog, get absolutely annihilated by Kane. He tries to get a couple
Hate to
shots in
see
with a
it.
chair. God bless Mick Foley. But of course, he gets chokeslammed onto the stage for his troubles. We also get a promo from The Undertaker. Very, I will not fight my flesh and blood. I won't do it. I will never fight Kane. Never. And as well as
They
I know,
love
in
to say
wrestling, they
never.
love to say
They
never.
love to say
Um,
never.
and wrestling, like Kelsey, loves to be proven wrong.
I love to be wrong. And honestly, wrestling is like never. And then the next thing I know,
It's
it's
exactly that.
put up your dukes and let's get into it.
No, 100%. All right, so that's the 1020 episode for you guys. We're gonna move on to 1027. So the match card is we have Triple H taking on Goldust. Triple H is gonna come out on top of that one. Ahmed Johnson takes on Owen Hart for the Intercontinental Championship. Ahmed Johnson wins this match by disqualification because Stone Cold Steve Austin, who still has many a gripe with Owen Hart, says, no, Owen's keeping the title. No, no, no,
Because I
I'm going to
will.
take it. Thank you. If it's not going to be me, it's going to be nobody.
And
Bret
I get
Hart
it.
takes on Ken Shamrock in a WWF Championship match. Go off, Ken. Get your
Go off, Kenny.
title shot. It ends in a no contest due to the everybody fighting as things
They
typically go.
do. Hmm.
We see another outing of Billy Gunn and the Road Dogg. This time they're taking on the new Blackjacks. Very much the same story, getting their ass handed to them, cheat to win. Mark Miro takes on Flash Funk, which was apparently a very, very good back and forth kind of match. Um, I think Flash Funk is the kind of wrestler that would force kind of that old style of Mark Miro out.
I
Force
love
him
Flash.
force
I
him to
love,
move around a little bit more.
yes.
But Mark Miro picks up the victory because we're kind of getting, I feel like we're putting the legs back under him, no pun intended, due to the knee injury. What?
No pun intended, but it's right there if you want to grab it.
No, 100%. I'm like
Sorry, Mark.
I have like the grace of, in like Big Daddy when he takes the stick and throws it in front of the rollerblader. Like I feel like that's like
You're like, you could have avoided it. I just put it there to
right.
see
To see.
something.
The
That's really
worst.
funny.
And then our main event, we have the Legion of Doom taking on Los Boricuas in a non-title match. This episode, we get another Jim Cornette rant. This time, we got one last week, but it was more of a continuation of the Phil Mushnick one, and I'm just gonna let that lie. So, Jim Cornette rants this week. He goes back on what I really want to see is him ranting and raving about WCW. And he goes on to call out the Hogan versus Piper cage match that was lauded over at WCW for being the like best cage match ever. And he's like, really, 3 weeks after Hell in a Cell, you're gonna throw those dinosaurs in a cage and tell me that
Like it's
the
Jurassic
best
Park.
cage match ever. No, baby. Mm.
There's frogs in that DNA, girl.
I was like, you're not gonna do that with me, baby.
And
Um,
Hell in a Cell, it's so crazy. Crystal, my roommate, asked
yes.
me, she was like, I would love to watch like what your thus far favorite wrestling match that you and Xavier have covered has been. Like, I'd love to watch like
Hmm.
one or two matches with you.
Hmm.
And I said, I
Oh my
think
God,
it'd
we
have,
should and get her on.
yeah. And oh, that would, she would hate that. Um, but I said either a match with Sting in it just because I find him to be so gorgeous, or
Right.
I'm like, or I said Hell in a Cell. Girl, Hell in
Mm.
a Cell was it.
It was really
It was
it.
it. You cannot tell me that the dinosaur race that occurred at
And
WCW.
honestly, I love Roddy Piper. I really do. I
I know
like, and
you
no
do.
disrespect to that man's,
No, none at all.
but Hogan,
Girl, honey,
we know how I feel about that one.
me too.
Um, uh, so yeah, go off Jim Cornette. Love to see it. We get a sit down interview between JR and Jeff Jarrett. That's where we kind of get the gist of the I didn't kiss the ring over at WCW. So I wasn't going anywhere.
Hmm.
Um, Goes on to be like, I don't want to be Double J anymore. Like, doesn't want to do the country character anymore. Um, Very short-lived, very much so ends up doing some version of that character.
Mhm.
And then it is announced that we are going to get a light heavyweight championship tournament beginning the following week, which takes us to Raw is War 11-3. So we are now in November, guys. So this one's short on the matches because this is like the go home one to Survivor Series. So we have Aquila taking on Super Loco or Super Crazy, if you know him from WCW, not WCW, ECW, his later days in WWE. He actually recently just had like an independent match where he was like doing a moonsault off of a balcony. 53 years old. Love that man. Go to town.
Wow.
Mark Miro takes on Savio Vega. Vader takes on the British Bulldog in a dog collar match where we get the first introduction of Steve Blackman. He gets introduced as like a fan that was just so like incensed by what was happening that he like got involved, and he is a like martial arts expert, which he very much so is. But very much so not a fan. So welcome to the WWF, Steve Blackman.
He's cute.
Very
Oh,
much. Look,
sorry.
that's great. You're not wrong. We get another New Age Outlaws match, this time against Los Boricuas. And then in our main event, we have Ken Shamrock taking on Shawn Michaels for the European Championship. He's getting title shots left and right.
Mm-hmm.
And Ken, of course, wins by DQ due to many involvement from uh, DX, Heart Foundation, all the madness. Segments in this one. The big one, the big kahuna is we see the turning of Goldust. We get like an update kind of video from uh Terry and Dustin. We're like, they're giving us updates on their lives. Terry's like, yeah, like this, that, the other. And then like Goldust just like, actually everything you're saying makes me sick. Like this family makes me sick, you make me sick. And basically he goes on to be like, oh, while you were getting yours, while you were out with Brian, like I was getting mine. And so chaos ensues. So apparently Goldust now sees Marlena as a ball and chain. So here we go. Here we go.
I And I want to say it is by the grace of God that this episode was not shown to me because I would have so many things to say about this.
Mm.
Because I just want to, and I will just say this. Imagine inviting people into your home just to turn on your wife on television.
No, isn't that absolute
I do
crazy?
not like that. I do
Mm-mm.
not like that. I do not like, and I understand it's the business, ba 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 ba. You said we're Pillmanizing. Like
Right.
they're actually having problems in their real life relationships, so they're Pillmanizing the problem to make it part of the story. But I don't like mess like that. Like, please invite the cameras into my house just so my wife can think that we're fine, everything's fine, and then I turn on her without her knowing it in front of people. The way, and I
Ooh.
know we have so much to get through, so I'm leaving it at that.
No,
But
no,
if you
no.
are not new to this show, you know what I would say. I don't have to
Mm,
say anything. I don't
you
have to say
know.
anything.
So we'll see how that unfolds. Well, we do see a little
A
bit of how that
smidge, yeah.
unfolds. Um, but all right, guys, that brings us to Survivor Series 1997.
Did I survive this series? It's anybody's guess.
Yo, no, really and truly. Um, all right, guys. So, of course, this one's gonna open up with a classic promo for the main event.
Oof, I
It was
liked it.
good. It was real good. We got
Black and
like
white.
it takes us all the way back to WrestleMania 12 and the Iron Man match. And lots of cutaways to Bret Hart saying some heinous things about Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels, of course, dancing around, crotch chopping it up, doing his thing.
They had a part where like Shawn Michaels is going crazy with the crotch, like really going for it, and the over like speaking thing is just you're a disgrace to the World Wrestling Federation. So
Oh,
it's
you
just
know, love
Shawn
it.
like gyrating for his life, and it's just like you are a disgrace for the world. It was so
So
fierce,
accurate though.
so fierce.
Then it like cuts to he's just like it cuts back to where he's like he's a phony little shit, and you're like whoa 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 whoa. He's like I don't respect you. We get cut back to SummerSlam with a special guest referee moment. Then the chaos that is Shawn Michaels like forming DX, being an absolute menace. Love to see it. The
It was
animosity very
great.
high. It was a great promo.
It was great. I can't, yeah. We'll
But
get there.
we'll get there. So in our first match, we have the Headbangers and the new Blackjacks taking on the Godwins and the New Age Outlaws. Godwins said full Confederacy this episode. The I'm just going to address this now, and then I'm gonna
Please.
the
Please.
homophobia in
Girl!
this, like, what was going on,
What?
Montreal? What, like, it was okay. I know I'm
Rampant.
rampant. Okay, it was like so many signs, so many
So
signs,
many
so many
signs.
things that were said, and
Chance.
so many. And I was just like normally I'm just like I get it, but I was watching. I was like, I don't think I would like survive this building. Like
No.
the vibes of this place make me feel not good. Like,
Yes.
because it was crazy.
Crazy.
I can normally take it because it's 1997 and I like understand that times have changed
Sure.
to an extent, you know.
Sure.
But like, whoa, 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 whoa! It was
Whoa.
everywhere, and then the Road Dog does like a type five, basically calling the Headbangers. He said all the steers and queers are already in the ring. He calls the Headbangers the butt bangers. It's just like what is happening? There was like nine signs that had faggot just all over it. Some
Yep.
iteration. There was like four
That just
separate
that.
chants. Like yeah, nothing
Not
else.
even like this person is. And there were plenty of those also.
Right.
It was
Right.
just like generally like the F slur for
Right.
everybody.
For everybody.
And
Crazy.
I was watching it and like the whole time, because you know I'm always trying to clock the signs, and I was like, and I was like, am I reading too much into this? Like, am I taking
No,
this
it
too
was a
seriously?
lot. Like it
And
was a
then
lot, a lot.
and then
And I was
finally,
like,
like towards
okay.
the end of the episode, we both went like, a lot of homophobia here tonight. Am I crazy? And we were both like, okay, no, this is, and it was like, this person is queer. This person is, and also when you put a queer, worse.
Oh yeah.
A queer, no. Like it
It
was
was
just
crazy. I
like
was just like
Shawn
really
Michaels is a like
right. All day
bad
long.
girl.
All day long, all of the
All of the
signs.
signs. And I was like, and they were speaking French because they were in Montreal, and like even like the announcer was speaking French. And so at one point I was like, okay, like I know there's not that many great signs because maybe like English is a second language and like whatever, but I was like, but we took the time
Oh, we learned that
to,
message.
to
We got
learn
that point
about
across, didn't we?
it was like really a lot. Like I more than usual, and again, like Xavier said, normally like some of it will be like, okay, like it's 1997, but this was like something is
A
afoot here.
miss. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was just thinking about it, and then I was just like, I was like, not to make like just sweeping, I was like, is like Canada just like this,
Yeah, what's going on?
is this homophobic during this time? Because like, not for nothing, but Brett loves to take a turn down homophobia lane in a promo or two. He certainly does.
We've said
And
this before.
yeah, and it's come up a few times. Otherwise, I wouldn't have like said anything.
Yeah.
But like, so it's just like, what is this? Like, is this just like
Oh,
how it was, or what?
yeah,
Like,
what's the tea here? Because obviously we experience plenty of that in America. But I don't
right,
know what, for some reason, Canada, I always just think like they're doing things
better,
differently. Yes. And respect. But this was even they had the sign that just said like China is a man.
right,
Hate
lazy.
that. Lit lazy and
It,
untrue.
it just felt very, I don't, yeah. After a while, I'm just like, oh, that was many of them. I'm good. I get
Too
it.
many. I kept finding new ones. I was
Yeah.
like,
Where are you guys just like writing them as you're here? Like,
right,
what's
like you're
going
flipping over the
on?
one you brought and you're like, you know what? That's better.
Yeah, fully.
Oh no,
Okay.
girl. All
So
right.
that was the out. Yeah, I just needed to mention it because it was absolutely insane, and I'll leave it at that. But like,
Yes.
unless I remember a funny one that comes up later, I can joke about it. I'm in the club. So, what you, so I have a note that just says, "What are the Outlaws wearing?" They're wearing
Girl.
the new Blackjacks like hats, and also like I don't know, like Billy Gunn was giving what is it, Johnny Depp in that it was a Nightmare on Elm Street, like that in that crop like top situation.
And let me say this. I love a crop top on a man. All men, regardless of age, creed, sexuality, I love
Mm-hmm.
a crop top on a man. This was horrible. The crop
Yeah.
top was cute and it was a flag of some
It's
sort.
Texas.
Was it Texas? Okay, I didn't want to I thought it was, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
nasty little ponytail and the crop and the Aztec print pants and the I don't and the weird brim.
They're really figuring it out. They're really in the like
They
just
are
let's just
workshopping
monster.
in real time.
Right. And it's interesting to see it. I'm not gonna lie. Because I remember the final product. So seeing the like the formative years, like truly like seeing Rocky being molded into the Rock is
That's
it's
true.
interesting. But boy, did they have a way to go.
Man.
Um Yeah, lots of homophobic chants for Billy. I think specifically about the crop top. I don't think Canada was a fan.
Which, you know what? I'm really upset because if this is the reason why men don't wear crop tops anymore, shame on all of you
No,
because I'm missing out now.
no, 100%. Thanks for that.
Let me see your midriff. I'm sorry.
Let me
I'm sorry.
see, let me see your bed trip. So JR has a funny. He goes,
This is great.
something about Phineas being in the third grade for 3 years.
He said though, and he said it so casually. He goes, "Yeah, well, those 3 years in third grade didn't seem to help him."
Oh God, terrible. Um, so in our first elimination, Henry Godwin gets a quick roll up on Bradshaw. Phineas eliminates Wyndham with a clothesline, which I was very not expecting.
Yeah,
Um,
what?
Jerry, I just said shut up, Boomer, because he's just complaining about the headbangers and what they're wearing slash listening to, and it's been now just months of the exact same commentary. So shut up, Boomer. I'm over it. Like
Thank
I get
you.
it. I get it. You're old and you don't like how they dress. I don't know what to tell you. Um,
Find a new gig.
right. When find something else to like have a gripe with them about. Like, please.
Yeah,
Mosh gets eliminated by Billy Gunn. The Road Dogg is always talking. Always. Like has been talking the entire match.
girl.
Thrasher eliminates Phineas Godwin, Bradshaw. I have another just Bradshaw's just kicking the Road Dogg's ass. Like there's this one point where he's just like clotheslining him like repeatedly, just like over and over again. I'm like, oh my God, it's like a little rag doll.
It was
Uh
fierce.
Road Dogg gets a quick pin on Bradshaw. Um I have a note that just says Billy missed the leg drop, but still got the pin.
Uh,
Like,
when I tell you he was like 3 feet away from where he was supposed to land, and then
yeah,
they were like, he
it was
got
rushed.
him. And I was like, girl, got what?
Right. I was like, you didn't want to like get up and like do another move,
Try
like
something because also lend itself to your character where you're like, whoops, like because
right.
you guys are kind of like you're getting the shit knocked out of you guys constantly. Like make it part of the thing. Like it was like
Mm-hmm.
whoopsie, like and do something improvise. I don't know. It was just like weird. And when they showed the replay, they showed it from
A way
like
different
a
angle.
way different angle with like a body in front of it, so you couldn't see that he just completely missed.
No,
And they were
yeah.
like, see, he got the leg drop, and we were like, don't guess I didn't
Girl,
miss.
no,
I
you
saw what I
didn't.
saw.
It's fine. So that was our first Survivor Series match. That brings us right into our next one, which is the Truth Commission, all of them, and the Disciples of the Apocalypse. They're back on their bullshit. Squad up on hogs.
Wait, but can we please talk about the fact that they rode in the motorcycles, annoying already, and then drove them around the ring and went and parked them way in the back by the where they came in because God forbid something happened to the bikes.
Mhm.
And Xavier goes, then don't bring them in. Like, what
If
are
you
we
if you have to
doing?
ride them in just to park them not nary 3.5 inches from where you
Where
rode in
you
on, and then
what was the point?
you should have just parked them. Like come on out and just immediately park them because that like superfluous little
That little
circle you
parade.
did,
This
dumb,
is not the 4th of July. First of all, we're in
dumb,
Canada. So go back.
dumb,
Like, stupid, stupid.
so
So
dumb.
not. I just.
Yeah, so there's that. The Truth Commission now is led by Jackal. He's apparently disposed of the Commandant
They like
and
had he said we formed a coup. Or not formed a coup. We had a whatever the
pulled a
verbiage is for
coup.
that.
Yeah,
Organized a coup. Whatever
executed.
whatever you do with that. And now, but why Jackal? Why him? I do not understand. Because
I don't
apparently he
know.
doesn't even wrestle, but they and I just
Literally,
want to
and again, I just go, which one of these is not like the other? Every time I see them, I'm just like, one of these is not like the other, and I don't know why he's the leader.
I I'll never understand it. And I do want to say too, I actually thought this was a good match. Like I
Yeah.
really liked it, but I just still don't understand really the idea of the Truth Commission because it's like, are you a race of super soldiers? Are you like spreading the gospel? Because like Jackal got on commentary at one point was like talking about how like they are spreading the truth and like blah blah blah. Like they're doing this whole thing, and I'm like, none of you ever speak. You're the first one, basically. I was like, none of you what?
No, no, you're good. I was
Oh,
just checking some.
oh, okay. I was like, none of you ever speak. None of you ever do anything. And I was like, and if you're a rate like you're a group of super soldiers or whatever, highly trained and blah blah blah, why do you wrestle like big bumbling idiots sometimes? Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm like, it doesn't give like we're well trained. It just gives that energy of like big wrestler where it's like I am big and I will throw you. And maybe that's
The gig,
fine.
but like, don't.
But then don't say you're like highly militantly trained and you're just like, what? Like, I don't know. Like, it just, the one and the one is not equaling two for me.
No, no,
And
it
I
is not.
just don't like it. But I
Yeah.
thought this, honestly, I don't like both parties. And I still thought it was a pretty good
Yeah,
match.
yeah, yeah. They went like back and forth. I have another just from Jerry. Be when the Truth Commission is making their way into the ring. He sees the interrogator and he goes, "What a load."
Girl, not a he goes, that man is 7 foot tall. What a load. I said he called him a 7 foot tall load.
I was like, gross,
Not the load. That is
crazy.
disgusting.
This match has a very chaotic start. It's really just the DOA brawling with everybody. And now we're going to get into the eliminations. Shane's gets eliminated by the Interrogator. Jackal gets eliminated by 8-Ball or Skull. They couldn't tell the difference, so
That was
I'm not going to tell the
hysterical.
difference.
JR was literally like, I don't know which one it is, and I'm so sorry, but they're basically identical. And I was like, all right, if he doesn't know, then I'm releasing myself from trying to know.
Right, exactly. They are one, we are the world. Jackal joins commentary after that, and that's when we find out that he got rid of the Commandant, or whatever that means. Skull and or 8-Ball eliminates Recon. And Jackal says something so crazy on commentary. He's just like, they are willing to sacrifice their lives for my glorification. And I was just like, what?
Like he's the Pharaoh of Egypt.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's like, are they like,
Girl.
no, they're
And do
gonna
I
die. They're gonna die for
they're
your
gonna
glorification. They said this man with the hair and the tiny body, we
lay down
must.
our lives. Who even are you?
What pedestal do you live
I
on? Like, what
I
is this?
because you have to stand on something. You're so itty bitty.
Well, especially comparatively. Like, I'm sure he's a
Right.
normal height man, but like, dude, what are you talking
They
about?
will die for your glorification for a man named Jackal? Who
Please.
are you? I don't even know who you are.
Nope. Never
What?
a more false statement has ever
Uh,
been made.
and
Uh,
die is crazy.
right. Right. That's why I was like,
Dye
okay,
a garment? Are we tie-dyeing? That
uh,
maybe.
are we tie-dyeing? Maybe. Yeah. So the other bald one gets eliminated by Sniper. Um, yeah.
The other bald one.
Yeah,
Sorry.
crazy. The other one gets eliminated by the Interrogator. Crush eliminates Sniper, and then Intimidator, the Interrogator eliminates Crush. But see, like, these are how stupid they're like. Anytime these two teams interact,
It's
I
so
don't want to
annoying.
talk about it because it's so dumb. It's so dumb.
Well, it's like because I remember when we found out what their names were and it was so funny and it was like two separate occasions. And so then when they come together, I'm like,
It's it's
it's
so comical. It's just
it's
like
goofball hour, girl. It's
I'm
goof,
sorry. Jackal, the
honey.
Interrogator, Sniper, and Recon take on Chains, Crush, 8-Ball, and Skull. Like, oh, are you kidding me?
Do
You expect me to take that? Go fuck yourself. I'm not taking any one of these dumbasses seriously. No, 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 no. You're not gonna put like four like 7 foot tall men in matching little like camo like cargo pants and the tightest green t-shirt you've ever
ever
seen
seen.
and
It's
explain to
from
me
Baby Gap.
that this guy is on par with the Winter Soldier. Eat my ass. You're dumb. You're dumb. They're dumb. Both teams are just irrevocably stupid. You can't
Honey,
fix this.
you
Like,
cannot
it's
swipe the board.
it's
Start
broken.
over.
They need
It's
to do something else. Both. I don't want
release.
dumb.
Release. Oh my God.
Dumb. Absolutely
On
dumb.
par with the Winter Soldier.
Like, get
Girl.
like, who are we fooling? Because it's not me,
It's
bitch.
not me. And you know what? I need one of them to say, my name's Jeremy.
No, thank you,
One
because
of
I
them
know it's true.
to
I know
have a
it's true.
moment of reality with me and just
Mm.
say, my name is not Skulls with a Z. It's just Ron.
No.
Like,
And also,
please.
like, you're gonna go around and tell people your name is 8-Ball?
Uh,
Okay. Okay.
We've fallen so far. We've
I
lost the plot. We have lost the
You tell me your
plot.
name is 8 Ball. I'm taking a flashlight to your nose. I'm trying to see if there's a tunnel. Like, let's not mince words.
You're
Like
like,
if you're so committed to that game that you're calling yourself 8 Ball, get a grip, girl. I don't believe you're capable of anything.
honey, I am I'm speechless.
uh
Oh my God.
now that I've buried the both of them.
Swear. I know this is the type of cutting edge rock star commentary you guys come here.
Just us being complete. Like, first of all,
Horrible.
it's midnight, and second of
Oh
all,
yeah.
second of all,
Listen.
we're like we're sitting on zero experience and all judgment. So,
Listen, please know that
and
nobody thinks we're more horrible than we
then
do.
we do. No, no, 100%. Thank you.
Please know that. I do
Um,
not sleep easily.
I barely sleep. So next we have Kevin Kelly taking us into the backstage area. We have just like the quickest little one question interview with Stone Cold Steve Austin. He doesn't even ask the question. Kevin Kelly meagerly walks over with a microphone, and Stone Cold angrily snaps, "Oh, am I worried about my neck? You're damn right I'm worried about my neck, but it doesn't matter because I'm the rattlesnake." And you're like, okay, like, whoa,
Got it.
like, it's just funny because then he's like supposed to be like talking on like the superstar like line like online, so he's just like talk like in hushed like reverent tones like with this like geek squad dude just typing in like as if he's like dictating answers. Like, what is
I was
happening?
shocked he even showed up for this gig because if he was like, you're gonna be on the like sit next to this man in a suit who's typing on a keyboard talking on AIM Messenger,
And I'll be like,
I would
okay.
you think Stone Cold and I was shocked he was sitting in there like, yeah, tell him I'm what I was like, what? What are you doing in here?
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't believe that for a second.
Shocking.
Mm-mm.
Shocking
I
turn
was
of
like, that
events.
man, unless that man's ending up through the computer, I don't buy it.
Yeah,
So
unless he figure out how to punch someone in the face through a messenger, I didn't think he would show up.
and honestly would not be surprised. If anybody could do it, he
He
could.
could, yeah.
So that takes us into our next Survivor Series match, which is Team Canada versus Team USA. We have Steve Blackman making his debut in this match. Apparently, after his involvement jumping into the ring, he was jailed and then bailed by Vader.
Hot.
So yeah, I'd love to see it. So
Imagine Vader coming to bail you out.
right, I want to see like that, like like that recruitment scene. You know what I mean? Like he's
Yes.
just like sitting in a cell, like all like hands like kind of like through, just like looking down. Vader,
And
like
you just hear like bonk,
I'm picturing
bonk,
Vader like in his wrestling like garb, just plus
a
like a
trench coat.
and a like a noir like cap. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yes.
he's wearing the mask and everything. You know, he like comes in, he's just like, hey.
He's like, it's Blackman time.
No, fully. He's like, I like that. Just slides the keys. Love that.
I love that. I love the idea of Vader going to bail him out. I think that's so fierce.
Yeah, I agree. And then like recruiting him for your team, love to see it. Because imagine what kind of ass you have to kick for Vader to be like, yeah, I'll stand next to you. You know what I
I'll
mean?
defend you.
Like
Yeah,
I
he
think
like
I think you could help. Crazy from Vader.
I yeah, swear to God. I love that.
hmm Um, Then we get like a little backstage promo from Team Canada, or from Team USA. We don't like loudmouth Canadians. Gets big boo from the crowd. Goldust in the black face paint, all black with some gold accents. He has FU written on his face, which apparently stands for Forever Unchained.
That sounds like a fragrance. Like
No, 100%. He's
forever unchained.
very that. He's just like it's just like scenes of him just like running through the beach, full garb.
Or it's like there's forever and then like the men version is like Forever Unchained. Like you know how they do that? It'll be like
Yeah, yeah,
Gucci
yeah,
Bloom
yeah.
and then it'll be like Gucci Bloom Spring. Or like they'll like
Ugh.
add and
Yeah,
they like
yeah, yeah.
alter it slightly. It gives like Chanel Forever and then it's like introducing Chanel Forever Unchained.
No, 100%. I was like,
I love it.
Who is this for? Jean Valjean? Like, I need you to get a grip.
What?
Like, please.
24601.
No, he said forever unchained. I was like, I know you're dramatic, but
He
damn.
just stole a loaf of bread.
No, what?
Free my free my dog. Free my dog.
Um,
We are so loopy. Like
I know.
I'm so sorry. Like
No, please.
it's after midnight. You've probably been up since the dawn of time. I have also been up since so early.
Whatever. We're gonna get through it, guys, and so will you. Otherwise,
Sorry. Otherwise, forever hold your peace.
No, fully, because I can't hear you, quite frankly. I mean, you can sound off in the comments, but I'll read them. I'll read them, but
And
if it's too mean, what are you gonna do?
yep, yep.
So what do I have? I love that Team USA is using the Patriots music. Patriot nowhere to be seen.
That took me out. They were like, we're Team USA, so that's patriotic, so we'll just use his music, but nowhere in sight. And guess what?
Where's that guy?
I love to see it or not see it.
No, honestly. Um,
Sorry.
I just have Doug Furness ass. But
I
that's
just
really a lot. That was really just this match as a whole.
everybody caked up
Everyone came,
for
yeah,
Survivor Series for what?
100%.
And I'm grateful. Always will be.
Yeah, and we were like really, really taken out by it.
Yeah, and I just want to say again, I knew it. I
mm,
knew Doug Furness and Philip LaFawn would do the link up with Team
it just
Canada.
made too much sense.
It did. And I miss them a lot because we haven't
Hmm.
seen them in a while.
No, honestly,
I love
it's been
them.
good. It's been good. About
Yeah,
time they're getting used.
swear.
So we get a little bit of a like the further Mark Miro is jealous of Sable in the story in the match because some people in the crowd are like saying some I guess inflammatory things towards Sable and Mark Miro's response is to jump out of the ring like literally stop doing the match to move her 3/4 of an inch down to the opposite corner in the hopes that that would make a great big difference. Maybe she can't hear them anymore. So I
Yeah.
don't know. So yeah, I think we're getting that she's getting too much attention, too many cheers. He didn't like it. We got moved.
Which I will say this though, this rebrand he's looking great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a way better look, and because he was stuck in like the late
The
80s,
80s.
and it's just like
Now we've arrived.
right, 100%. Let's bring you back. Let's bring you back current.
Hmm.
Steve Blackman debut. Steve Blackman kicking ass. My next like notes run right
Hmm.
after each other. Unfortunately, since he is also new to wrestling. He doesn't quite understand the 10 count. And while he's dealing with some members of Team Canada on the outside, he gets counted out. And therefore eliminated.
So sad.
Yeah, but honestly, it was a good showing. And it protects him from being in there too long to like make a mistake.
This
So
is true.
we have Neidhart getting eliminated by Vader. I have a note that says LaFon's spinning heel kick is very pretty.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he gets eliminated by Vader after a big splash off the top
Mm.
rope. We get a Mark Miro moonsault. Love to see it.
Oh,
It's a beautiful thing.
I love
Um,
it.
and I honestly don't expect to see them as frequently,
I know.
especially after that knee injury. You see how like um the brace he has on, it's intense.
Yeah.
So Furnace rolls up Miro. I have a note calling out the man in the crowd in the Sting face paint. Love to see you very much me
Yes.
during the Halloween episode 2 years ago. Just unmoving.
Yeah,
Just
just
amazing.
love.
Amazing. Furnace does a belly to belly throw on Vader. Oh, anytime like
Mm.
somebody can like get Vader up like that, it's crazy. I'm like, God
Yes.
damn, get them hips under there.
Well, I mean, he's
Uh,
got those legs. Those
100%.
legs.
Mm. So Vader, after being in this match for quite a hot minute, goes over to get some relief and tries to tag Goldust. Goldust is like, I can't. My
I have a
hand is
boo-boo.
broken. And you're like, okay, but like,
Why did you come out here?
go ahead.
Why did you
Go.
come out here? I was so irritated by that. Like, why are you here then? You're telling me with your broken wrist, you painted that whole face? You painted that whole face, marched your happy little ass out here to say, oh, I can't, oh no, ouch,
Ooh,
ouchies, my
yeah,
wrist, I hurts.
very that.
Go away then.
Yeah.
Go away.
Mm-hmm.
And what
Very
does the
that.
back of his head say?
Uh, something again. Alive
Alive
again.
again. Who
Girl.
painted that on your head? Who did you say, hey, it'd be cool. Can you paint on the back of my head alive again? Alive again? I swear to God, I'm sick. I'm so
Right.
sick. I'm sick.
The mental collapse was swift. Uh,
Swift.
100%. It was,
Swift.
yeah,
You're
I don't,
telling me you got dressed, painted your whole face, this new thing, and it was all black, gold tears, F you, la la, just
born
to
again.
alive again, really? Because it
Mhm.
doesn't seem that way.
Right. Seemed
Who,
pretty dead to me, bitch.
girl,
So
messy.
Vader like returns to the match, gets a Hurricane Rana for his trouble. Of course, he kicks out because he's Vader. And
Duh.
then he is over it. He's pissed. He goes over to Goldust again. Goldust is like, I don't know about that. He fully slaps him in the face, grabs
Period.
him by the scruff, and throws him in the ring. He's like, hello. And the ref goes, I guess that's a tag.
I love that. It said if you're not gonna let me slap your hand, I'll slap your face, and it counts as a legal tag. Get your little butt in there.
No, and then of course he's over it. Goldust just leaves. He's like, all right, bye. He gets counted out. Uh, crazy. We
Mess.
get a leaving. It's pretty much now. It's just Vader taking on the Bulldog and LaFawn. He Vader bombs Furnace, gets the pin. Bulldog uses the ring bell immediately before the referee can even turn around. And the Bulldog and Team Canada win. Thanks, Goldust.
Thanks, Goldust. Thanks a lot.
um,
Hag.
Hag.
So upsetting. And JR was like, I am so disappointed in him.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, me too.
Me too.
And at
Well,
least like change that nasty little bowling outfit you have on then.
because my thing was like, the bigger picture was like he has child, the alive again. I was like, what happened to the child?
Hello?
And like, I'm very confused. I was like, wasn't your wife being held hostage? Like, I'm
Uh,
so confused.
after you put her, well, I guess she put herself on the line. That was also messy, but
Hmm.
you still have a daughter
That
alive again.
you made
Who, when,
brought into the storyline. So like, what are we doing?
also, when were you dead? Like, I don't know.
Girl, we'll see.
Forever unchained.
Swift. Swift. Next, that takes us into a Kane video package. Oh, this was fantastic. I loved this one. I loved this one.
This and
Um,
then the little sprinkles of mankind in it.
mhm.
Mm.
Because it brings us
Never thought
to,
I'd miss him.
ooh, it's so good. We get Kane. We got to get the backstory of, the Undertaker being like put through hell by Paul Bearer, him promising Kane is real, Kane showing up at Bad Blood, wrecking his
Mm.
day, him promising never to fight his own flesh and blood, Kane and Paul Bearer just basically being like, that's cute and all, but we're still gonna wreck everybody until we get to you. So, that's the path we're on. We get the choke slamming of Dude Love on the steel ramp. Mankind goes into like a promo being like, you ruined like you ruined that kid. Like now you left me to pick up the pieces, and you don't want Mankind to pick up the pieces. That's crazy. And then we
Girl.
get a cut to Mankind putting the mandible claw on Paul Bear. Love to see it. Kelsey was real stoked about that one.
And you guys know how I feel about the mandible claw. It disgusts me no matter the circumstances, but I literally was like, get his ass. Like,
No, fully.
I was freaking out.
Amazing.
Love.
That is immediately followed up by a Mankind promo. And he's like, this is not going to be judged by being a wrestling match because it's not. It's Mankind versus a brick wall. He's like, how do you get it? Like, how do you beat a brick wall? He's like, well, logic would tell you to go around or to go over. But that's not me. I'm gonna throw myself at that brick wall
Like
as hard
the
and fast
Kool-Aid man.
as I can. No, fully. He wishes. And then he goes and addresses Paul Bear. He's like, and when I get through the wall, it's just gonna be me and you. And when I get my two fingers down your trembling flappy jowls, what are you gonna do then? And you're like, girl, not
Like
flappy jowls.
your trembling flappy jowls. The way it started out so sexually, where he was like, and when I stick my fingers deep inside I was like, oh, whoa. And then he's like, your trembling flappy jowls. And I was like, oh, we're back. We're back. We're back.
And we're back. We're back. No, fully snapped back to reality.
Yeah, he's just too good.
I know.
It's so amazing. And this is energy I need to tap into. He was like, you take out my alternate personality. My other personality is rising up to defend her, girl. Like,
Absolutely.
I'm coming for you. You hurt my friend, and it's me. It's just me and my, where is it? Me and my mirror, just like, you hurt her, you hurt me. Like, and like, I'm busting through you like the Kool-Aid man through a brick wall. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Great. I love this man. I love this man.
Love to see it.
Never thought I'd want to see Mankind so badly ever again. But this was the perfect, and not that I'm the authority on this because I am #dude wrestling. This was the perfect debut match for Kane. Who else is fighting this man?
No, literally.
Who else is fighting him? Like,
who else is fighting him? It can last longer than 3 seconds and
yes.
can like actually like give us a match.
Because the one man that could maybe said he's not going to fight him.
Yeah.
So get that other man that used to fight that other man.
Right. 100%.
Like,
100%.
I love this. This was delightful.
100%. I just have. All right, let's get into it. Kane's entrance, so cool, so good, so good. Will
I love
never
him.
not be good. It's amazing.
That piano,
the burst of flames on the downbeat. I love it.
Love
to see it.
Red light,
crazy.
They fought the whole time with the red light.
I was like, all right, sick, go off.
Red light special.
It's a new one. Mankind attacks as Kane is getting down to the ring and gets thrown into the ring steps for his trouble. I have a note that says, God bless Mick for trying. It really was him throwing his body at a brick wall for like 10 minutes.
And again, who else but Mick Foley?
Kane at one point just absolutely yeets the steel steps at Mankind. Like, just rears back with them over his head. Mind you, these are like 75, 80 pounds. And just chucks it at him.
Are they really?
They're heavy. Like, they're giant metal steps.
Well, I don't know why I never like really conceptualized how heavy they might actually be. Because they fall apart sometimes, like.
No, yeah. But you also have to understand the weight of the people that are getting thrown into it. Like, these are like, you're seeing them on like TV, but when you're talking about when you come across a 200 plus pound man in real life, you're like, that guy's yoked. Like, and that's all of them. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's all of them. Like, these people like make it look like it's not that like heavy, or like because they're kind of gargantuan people. Like, you know what I mean? Like these are
Oh my
not like
God.
your everyday like dudes.
I don't
So,
know why I couldn't. That's crazy.
mhm.
And he threw it just like, and then he was like,
Kane's so strong. I remember watching something where the Big Show was being interviewed, and he was like, "Who did you feel like had you like when they picked you up?" And he was like, "Kane," like immediately. He's like, "That dude is scary strong. Like he just and the Big Show's like 500 pounds.
I mean,
Like
the big is in the name.
right,
He's the Big Show.
right. So he's
When
like,
he threw those steps and then he stood there just like,
I was like,
we were both
girl.
like,
No, fully. I was like, throw them
hi,
at me next. Um,
swear.
we have an I have a note from JR that's just he goes, you have to admit, Paul Bearer is hideous. And I just that was just the craziest thing to say. Like he's like, even you have to admit. Like, and you're like,
It's so messed up because we were both so into the actual wrestling match, which is great. When you can actually kind of tune out the commentating a little bit, I really do enjoy it. So I don't know what they were talking about to get to that point, but suddenly we were both like, huh? Like, what did you just say? Oh my
so
God.
crazy. And
You have to. Would
Jerry's like,
you
we don't
admit
agree on much, but that one, I was like, oh,
I and I love when the
crazy.
girlies come together like that.
Mhm.
That
Absolutely
is,
crazy.
I have no idea why they were talking about it, but suddenly it was like a dog hearing my name. I was like,
Ooh.
wait,
Mm-hmm.
what?
Crazy.
Yes, you have to admit, Paul, but you have to admit it.
Because he's hideous. Mankind gets a couple licks in. He drops Mankind on the ring steps, gets a chair shot, and then delivers a pile driver to Kane. Crazy. The pile driver on Kane was nuts.
Really scary. It was just bing
It,
bing. Like,
yeah, it was
it,
up,
it
down.
had to be. It had to be.
Because he's 330 pounds.
Mick Foley is a beast. He's like made of something else. I don't know what that is.
Teflon. Um,
I
he's
swear.
like, um, so he hits the pile driver on Kane. Kane's down. Mankind goes, hold on 1 second. Mandible claw bearer on the outside of the ring. Love to see it. Uh,
Like one second. And he's just like,
get over here.
I love
Um,
it.
Kane then proceeds to absolutely launch Mankind through the Spanish announce table, like just making that. I've never seen a structure become shrapnel so fast.
It
Like,
became like as if you just took it out of the box and like they're still labeled A, B,
no,
C, and the like it
100%.
was literally just like flat into its original pieces.
Stupid. It was crazy. Um, so crazy. He hits they start fighting on the outside of the ring, of course they do. Mankind hits Kane with a low blow and a DDT on the floor, and you're like, "Oh, how are you still fighting?" By the
They were
way,
saying that because the table was literally in pieces. The Spanish announcer was injured. Like it was, and they were
it
like,
was a mess.
they're trying to figure it out, and then they were like, wait a minute, is Mankind still fighting? How is he
Yes.
still fighting?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Insane.
Um, Kane drops Mankind from the top rope to the floor. Mankind's like trying to like scale the ropes, and Kane's like, actually no, and just like throws him like down. And it's just like, oh, like from the top rope to the ground, not the floor, like the ring, like just the ground.
Mm-mm.
Um,
Mm-mm. Get
ooh,
the chalk. We got to outline the
and
body.
just like a flat back bump, just ooh, that's rough. That's
Mm-mm.
rough.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Um,
No, thank you.
yeah. Kane proceeds to hit Mankind with a tombstone. It's pretty elementary, dear Watson. After that, Kane picks up the victory. Love to see it. Honestly, I thought this was great. I thought it
Love.
made Kane look great. I thought Mankind still got his licks in. I think, of course, like the dude who beat Undertaker kind of got handled by Kane. So let that sink in.
I'm so I love Kane so much, and I'm also so terrified of him.
Yeah, that's the gag.
I just there's something about him.
It's great. He's so good.
It's so amazing. He was not overhyped in the slightest.
No,
Like,
his character's great. He does just enough. His look is insane.
uh
Like
he's
insane.
so good. And like he was like taking hits and he was just it's again, it's that like you just can't when an what is it? An unstoppable force meets an immovable object.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
He's just like a brick shithouse. I just
No,
love that guy.
favorite phrases, brick shit
I
house.
know. I get it from you because I used to say brick house and then shit house is better. It adds that extra like
Oh, I'm always down to throw an extra flare of curse at it.
I know, same. A little
Um
seasoning.
100%. And
So
apparently
good.
it means you're smarter. I don't know, than people
Oh,
who don't curse.
I'll take it because I'm horrible.
I'll cling to anything, yeah. Um all right. So, in our next and final Survivor Series match, we have the Nation of Domination, all of them, taking on the Legion of Doom, Ken Shamrock, and Ahmed Johnson. People love Ken. First,
Girl, and
people be loving Ken, and
he
he's
is
in
going
Canada.
over. He
Yeah.
really is going over.
I have my first note says Hawk ate a pile driver from D'Lo. Just ate it. Just
Munched.
what? What else you got?
Okay.
That was crazy.
So crazy.
So nuts. Hawk gets eliminated by Rocky Maivia, which is crazy, unexpected. Although it is from the Uranage, or what will be the Rock Bottom, which will be one of his finishers. So like we're not there yet, but still was not
I don't
expecting
like
him to
it.
actually do it. D'Lo is fully using a leather belt to beat up Ahmed Johnson. Like where he got the leather belt from, no idea. I was just like, oh, okay,
And
there
like
that is.
to the face. Like it
No,
was just like and it was hard.
yeah, baby, he was getting
Ay.
good.
Mm-mm.
Um, Crazy. Ahmed Johnson pins Farouk with a Pearl River plunge. Let's discuss this. How are you going to be the leader of the group and be eliminated first? Like the leader, the head honcho, the HBIC. You're trying to tell me that you're that bitch and you get eliminated first by the
Girl.
dude that you like
Chucked out?
done been played, like you broke his kidney, you like brought him into your group, you kicked him out of your group. Like you're trying to tell me you still haven't figured out how to handle this man?
I'm telling you.
I was just like, what kind of leader is this? And they make some comment later. They're like, oh, the nation is just like without the leadership of Farouk. I'm like, baby, he what
What
leadership?
leadership?
He got eliminated first. Like, come on.
And
That
when
it does not
has
make him look good. Does not
no.
make him look good.
And literally, like you said, when they were like, oh, without the leadership of Farouk, I go, the leadership of Farouk? Show me one example of the leadership of Farouk and that it wasn't a horrible decision. Like, what
Right.
are we talking about? I was like, the man barely gets in the fight. When he does, he's eliminated first. Like, I just, in
I was
any
not a
time.
good look. I was just like, mm.
No, boo.
I
I
was
did
like,
not like it.
no, it was stupid. So yeah, so Farouk's like arguing with the ref because he's like, could it be me? Like, the match is continuing. He basically yanks Ahmed Johnson's leg, holds it down under the rope. Mind you, a referee is fully like
Right there.
one, not just like right there, like witnessing it, is in the skirmish, like trying to separate Farouk from Ahmed Johnson's like leg, and he's still the referee inside the ring calls the pin, which is sure, like maybe the referee in the ring didn't see it, but like what the fuck is the point of the second referee if you can just cheat in front of him and it doesn't matter? Like
Mattered.
why have the second one then? Like I was just like, this is so
Stupid. And at least like have Farouk like push him over, knock him
something
down, like
so that he can't
something.
stop him. Like,
Like,
no,
and he just
just
went like, "Oh no." Well, c'est
right.
la vie.
Say
Get out of
yeah.
here then.
Like
I don't
useless.
useless. I
Useless.
so
You
stupid.
angled us. Get your ass
Yeah,
back there.
get the Both of you hit the showers. That was like also the phrase of the evening was like they got to go back. They're out. They got to hit the showers. It was
Oh
like
yeah, yeah,
are
yeah.
they waiting in the showers like for each other?
No,
Like
what's going on back there? Because
what's going
I'm
on in
kind of
those
interested
showers?
in the lore of the showers. So like, tell me more.
Yeah. Anytime anyone got eliminated, they're like, well, I guess he's going to meet Hawk back in the showers. And I was like,
Meat
are
Hawk
we
back in
what's
the
going
showers.
on back there? I'm
All
like,
right.
no judgment for me. I just want to know. You keep
No,
bringing it up like I should be asking questions.
no, 100%. And then don't be surprised if I start asking questions. Um,
Period.
so crazy. Um, so Rocky pins Ahmed. Ahmed gets eliminated, and Farouk runs away. Great leadership. Just Scurries. I did a bad. Runs away. Useless. Stupid. Animal starts an LOD chant by saying LOD one time.
One time.
One time. He
And
gets in the ring, says LOD one time, and the whole arena just
immediately
goes
20,000
nuts.
people. And that is power,
No,
honey. And
100%.
that is power.
That's amazing.
He
Love to see
just
it.
LOD and suddenly it's like
Like losing their minds. I was
and
here for every second of that.
I get it and they deserve it and
Hmm.
I
Now you know
want
why they call it the Road Warrior pop. Like they just like people go
if
nuts.
it is pop 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 girl.
That's what
I
I'm
love it.
saying.
Love to see it. It was so incredible. I was like
Mm,
that is power.
100%. Animal rolls up, comma. Um, Love to see it. Rocky fully just punches Ken in the nuts. Like the two members of the nations have like him spread eagle like he's a wishbone, and Rocky just goes, yeah. And I was like, God damn, you gonna be singing soprano? That's crazy. I was like, it was just like, why does his legs need to be that open? God.
No, literally, it was like
Would you never been
assume the
in middle school and you
position.
couldn't figure it
I
out?
was literally just gonna
Like,
say, like, just a little, like a tap will
100%. We've
do.
been
I
there.
mean,
Yeah. Anyway.
that was really crazy.
Really crazy. I was like, damn. I was like, this
The
is gonna end up
spread,
in his stomach.
they were doing number whatever, the spread eagle.
You're like, no, oh my God, what? As if they're like reading a sex book.
I was no like oh you maybe not don't know this from Chicago.
Oh yes.
The murder sisters
Hmm.
or whatever they're called. I forget now.
God, I haven't seen Chicago in like.
The Cook County Jail, whatever they are. I'm gonna get ripped apart by the musical theater community. Whatever, come for me.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know how much overlap there is. I mean, there's probably should be more than the musical theater community and wrestling, but sure. I'm here. So
We're leading the charge.
so there's that. Um D'Lo missed a moonsault. That was rough looking. The New Age Outlaws come out in the LOD spikes that they have previously stolen. And they throw powder in Animal's face. Animal gets counted out because the boy can't see. So
Nasty work.
that leaves Ken
How
out there with D'Lo and The Rock. Um, and Ken really, really puts it on. Yes, the New Age Outlaws, that was nasty work. That was rough.
disgusts me. How dare you? And also to go so far as to paint your face to look like Animal. You
Hmm.
sicken me. How dare you touch those shoulder pads, you nasty little. I don't like that.
Hmm. Hmm.
I do not
Yeah,
like that.
I will say I do appreciate the extra mile. You know what I mean? Like
Fine.
don't get me wrong. Like I
You're
love
right.
LOD, but like the extra mile of like, oh no, no, no. I'm gonna go back there and like dress up like you. Crazy. Um
You know what? You are right. That is a level. That is a level of petty. I couldn't even like
Right, you're
begin to
right.
get
It's
close
you're just like, you
to.
know what? All right. And honestly, it is probably with the attempt to get under their skin to get a title match.
And it worked.
And
Me.
it worked.
I was like,
Okay. Love to see it. So Ken turns it on. He hits D'Lo with a belly to belly, follows it up with the ankle lock, which is so intense. D'Lo taps. Rocky comes in with a chair, thinking, "Oh, like if it worked for Bulldog, it's gonna work for me." Swangs, hits him. Ken kicks out. Hits Ken with a float over DDT. Ken kicks out. Hits him with the people's elbow. Ken kicks out. Ken finally hits Rocky with a crazy like it's kind of like a overhead throw, but I think Rocky like holds on too long. Like Ken's neck gets a little jerky and it
Oh,
looks
it
weird.
was really
Hits a Hurricane Rana that also kind of drops himself on his head, and I was like, "Girl, you have to stop landing on your head like
in your
that,
head. Yeah.
because you're making me nervous." Hits Rocky with an ankle lock. Rocky taps. Elementary, dear Watson. Love to see it. Um,
I and Ken was going ballistic. I was like, Ken, look at you out there
look
holding
at
your
you.
own. Look at you. When you said it was knuckle up time, I said that can't be a real time.
That
That's
can't
goofy
be
as hell.
real. That
And here and then you come out here.
who this goof?
Who is this? And you knuckled up. And I hate to say it, it's actually making me like my mouth dry. I don't like to, it's icky. I don't like it.
I
But
don't. I don't like it.
you can. And then he was screaming. He had like an apoplectic
Oh yeah, he
thing,
was having a moment.
shrieking. They loved it.
Mm-hmm.
They loved it. I kind
Mm-hmm.
of liked it too. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was a good match. I liked it, and it was a good showing for him specifically.
Yes. Very interesting. Ken, out the blue from the back. Who
Mm,
knew?
love to see it. Love to see the growth. Next we get a Austin Owen video package. Basically, the gist of it is like Austin is a tough son of a bitch. We've been know this. It takes us all the way back to the King of the Ring '96, where he gets injured, goes to the hospital, gets stitched up, comes back, wins the King of the Ring. I love this one scene where Austin is preparing a bow and arrow that he has mounted a photo of Owen Hart to the back of a like fake what is it, a
A
donkey, a
deer.
deer? It's just like, yeah,
Yeah, like a
just
hunting thing that hunting people do.
yeah. So he posts a picture of Owen Hart and is just shooting like bows and arrows like at it, and I just that's so drama.
But he put it on the deer's butt. Did we say that?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah, the
So
deer's rear.
so go off. I love the drama of it all, really.
Sure.
Um, and then we get the SummerSlam pile driver paralyzer replay.
Uh,
Once again from every angle under the sun.
well, I also realized this time around that they added it to Owen's like intro packet. Like when he walks out,
Mm-hmm.
they played it over, excuse me, and over and over
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
hey.
We get it. We get it. Owen makes his entrance flanked by Team Canada. Interesting. And Owen looks so good.
So good.
So good. Good for him. Um, Stone Cold makes his entrance as he does. We're in the ring. Neidhart is like sneaking into the ring on the opposite side of where Owen and the rest of Team Canada are standing. So Steve Austin is obviously has his attention on the majority of the people. And he catches Neidhart at like the last second, nails him with a stunner. Neidhart doesn't know where he is, which isn't revolutionary. Love that line. Really, really, I love when people just get called dumb. You know what
They
I mean?
are like that was so mean, but it was also really funny.
Dare I say he big, but he dumb.
He's so he's so stupid.
So funny. Um, Owen doesn't really like how the match kind of gets started, so he looks like he's like, all right, you know what? Never mind. We're gonna go. Don't really want this. Don't really want any part of this. Austin's like, I don't know where you think you're going. I've been waiting for this one.
I've been
Grabs
sabotaging other people in order to be here.
no, absolute insanity. They bring it back to the ring. They start fighting. Owen at one point is choking Stone Cold with like TV cords like from the camera and is begging the ref to disqualify him. Just like do it. He's like disqualify me then. He's like I'm trying to take this title home. I don't care
So
how.
funny.
Um
Love that guy.
love to see it. There's a sign in the crowd that just says Vagine 316. Good for you. I thought that shit was so funny. It really took me right out of the
We
match.
were
We were just like, Vagine six. Is that what that says? I
well,
was like,
because we both at that moment we were like, is that
yeah.
what is and then we were like, and I love that they, instead of like they said vagine 316 because it rhymes. And
Rhymes. Yeah. I'm here for that.
that's nice. That's
Hmm
nice. I like that.
and a
Vagine 316.
No, 100%. Absolute insanity.
That's
Uh,
going in the Hall of Fame of 316s along with Bimbo 316.
yeah, I love that.
I love
Bimbo
Bimbo
316 is
316.
great.
That was one of my
Vagine
favorites.
6, Owen 316, I just
I
broke
just
your
broke your
neck
neck.
is also fantastic. So this one's surprisingly short. Austin hits Owen with the stunner, picks up the victory.
I could
I
not believe it.
I honestly think Austin's still hurt.
Oh, of
I don't think he's
course.
back like the way he would like to be back. The Mance did not take a bump in this match. There was
No.
no bump.
No, the
So
chords was the worst part of it, and it obviously is like
right. And
not
so
taking a bump.
right. So I think I feel like he's probably like close, which is why they're choosing to put the title on him. But I don't think he's there yet. Which really was kind of like the first like punch in the face to the Canadian crowd. Because the knockout blow is coming right now.
Right. Well, and that's what I was gonna say. Like, what a terrible night for the Brothers Hart. What a horrible night for the Brothers Hart. That
Yeah.
that is going to be an inflammatory car ride home.
No, and I'm sure it was. I mean, he punches Vince in the face. So,
Hot.
yeah, we're gonna get there, don't worry. So next that takes us into our main event, guys. Shawn
Oh,
Michaels takes on Bret Hart. We get a cutaway to the backstage areas as both wrestlers are making preparing to make their entrances. We cut to DX first. China looks so good.
and
He's so good.
she didn't even go ringside. And
No,
I love a girl who will do all that just
just for the
to
entrance.
walk on that 13 seconds in the camera, backless,
Right.
glistening,
Love to see it.
gorgeous.
Um, fantastic, fantastic. We get Shawn Michaels' entrance. He comes out. Of course, he absolutely just degrades the Canadian flag. At one point, he's, fornicating with it. And we have a sign in the crowd that says Rick Rude would rather be in China. Very funny. Another note, the homophobia is real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then we kind of get the same kind of cutaway to the Hart Foundation making their entrance. We get Bret Hart entrance. He does the glasses thing.
Oh my God.
And Kelsey and I are just like walking, like we're like sitting there, let's just like watching this happen. We're just like, he doesn't know.
That was the worst
He
part.
doesn't know. And
It
you're just
makes
like,
me sick.
right.
I
You're like, oh, this is
and
crazy.
I really am so glad that, and we can talk about this after the match, but I really am so glad that I knew before we
Hmm.
watched because I
Yeah.
really wouldn't have understood what had happened. Like,
Hmm.
and it sucked knowing, but also like I feel like I was able to actually pay attention more, if that
Mm.
makes sense. Because I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and we'll get into it, but I was like,
Mm.
cannot
So the match
believe.
begin. Well, the match doesn't begin. They start fighting. They start fighting. They start fighting. They start fighting everywhere. They go into the crowd, and like not even just like those like those like allocated breaks in wrestling shows. If you're not new to wrestling, you know what I'm talking about. Where there's like clearly like wrestlers like sat on the corners so that when they get thrown into like people that there's like they're getting thrown into wrestlers. How like award shows like place people, they'll do that with wrestlers like in
I
the crowd.
didn't know that. That's so
Yeah.
smart.
So this was not that. They fully went into the crowd and the crowd
No.
was like swarming and you can see like how like crazy it got because there's like if you look around them there's like 4 or 5 referees just like trying to like just like separate the mosh pit around them like forming around them. I was like, baby,
Hmm.
you are the reason all of these 20,000 people are here
Yeah,
and
girl.
you decided to just be like, let me just throw my body in them, which was
Yes.
probably great for them in the show, but
Yeah.
crazy.
But also, people can't be cool.
No.
Like, people can't just let things happen. They have to be like touching, grabbing, getting in the way because they just have to do it. And like, I guess you never know what you're going to do in that moment, but it's like, can you just like be in the front row, like be exposed to it
Rather
and
that,
like not have to like really put yourself in harm's way just for the sake of it.
right,
Because like when
right.
even when like like singers go into the audience or whatever and they like get ripped to and it's like, can you just like let them let there be a moment? I don't know. That always like
Right.
irritates me, but
It's
whatever.
like, calm down. So of course people are swarming. JR mentions on commentary the speculations about Bret Hart and his future. It is known, like he's going to WCW at this point. Basically, we'll get into it when we get into After Dark. We'll get into the many sides of this story.
Hmm.
Um, so it's just interesting that he talked about it like on commentary. Of course, all the officials come down because they're like, "Hey, like, we need like a world title match." So like they're trying to get them to stop. Vince McMahon's down there just like hooting and hollering, yelling at the both of them.
Hmm.
They're still fighting, still fighting. I have this was crazy. Brett hits Shawn with a back suplex, followed up by like a regular suplex on the concrete. He gets hit with a fire extinguisher. Brett's punching refs. Absolute madness. They're fighting all over the arena. They
Match has not
finally
started.
no, they finally drag both of their asses like back to the ring. The bell rings as at the same time that Bret Hart is choking Shawn Michaels with a Quebec flag. Is just like, and you're just like, and immediately JR is like, the match has started, so like this is illegal.
Oh my God.
Crazy. Um, so absolute bonkers. Um, yeah. Uh, Brett hits Shawn with a gutbuster on the steel steps. I have a note about the when he goes for the figure four around the ring post. He really smacks his leg on that bar.
You
Uh,
heard the crunch.
yeah, I was like, holy shit! Like that was like I'm trying to hurt you. Like
That
I'm
was
that
violence.
yeah, that was gross. And even the way he went into the figure, it just like,
Really.
and again, he's probably just very good at what he does, but it really did look like he was trying to rip his leg out, like of its
Yes,
socket. Like,
but even because of the positioning, like 'cause Shawn Michaels was like up again, like really against the post, it almost was like it just gave him like no leeway to like lean. Like it looked
bad.
more aggressive than the usual, and like because we know like the undertones of their relationship, I was like,
Mm,
can't help but feel like this is on purpose. I don't know, like
yeah.
because even some of the punches and stuff, I was like,
Well,
honey,
literally, JR goes like, "This is gonna be stiff," and like that's what they say. Like, this is like they're gonna work stiff. Like they're gonna hit each other. Like because they don't like each other. He gave like the warning. He's like, they're not gonna pull punches. Like they're gonna like they do not like each other. He tried to preface it as much as he could. So yeah, I don't. I think some of those punches were very real. Um,
I just, oh, it's so crazy.
Brett starts, yeah, I know. Brett starts ramping up for the sharpshooter. Um, so crazy. Oh, I thought this was pretty interesting. As he's like attacking Shawn Michaels' legs, you start hearing a like Brett sold out chant. I don't know if you
I
caught
didn't
it.
even notice. No, I
Yeah,
didn't.
there's like a small like chant. It's just like saying that Brett sold out because they know that he's going to WCW and they're calling him out for it.
And
Um,
even there were signs like "Good luck at WCW, Brett."
Yeah, so people like knew there was speculation about it. We get a classic figure four in the middle of the ring. Um, of course, Shawn sells it like $1 million. He turns the hold over. The hold gets broken because Bret Hart gets into the ropes, forcing the break. Um, HBK at one point pulls the referee into the oncoming Bret Hart, who is jumping off of the middle rope as he does. And that then sets us up for HBK to throw on the sharpshooter, where Earl Hebner rings the bell. Shawn Michaels is the champion. Bret never submits, and the Montreal Screwjob lives in infamy from that day forward. You see, and we'll talk about this in the upcoming episode of After Dark. You see Vince immediately jump up, to ringside and basically get like in Bret's like line of vision. He goes, "I wanted him to know it was me, like I did it." And Bret, of course, spits in his face. And we will see more footage when we watch Dark Side of the Ring and whatever other things when we watch. When we discuss the Montreal Screwjob, we see that he really goes like postal. He starts like breaking down the announce desks, throwing the cameras. He like at the hard cam spells out WCW in like giant letters. Shawn gets out of there. He hightails it with Hebner and Triple H because the I think supposedly the only people that know are Hunter, Shawn, Earl Hebner, and Vince McMahon. So they get out of there and it's just crazy.
Wait,
Crazy.
so JR and Jerry didn't know either?
No.
Because when JR said, like, you want to talk about, like, unfair, or he said something, like, something, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, it kills me. When did we talk? I know we talked about this. I can't remember. Because what did we watch that it was in? I'm, like, blacking out. The Montreal Screwjob.
Uh, was it like the Monday Night Wars or something of that nature?
No. Oh my God, no. Why can't I
It had to have
remember?
been an After Dark.
It was an After Dark. I just can't remember, like,
Which
which one
one?
it was now.
Does that...
Oh, no, it was the Vince McMahon documentary.
Oh, you're right, you're right, you're
It
right.
was Vince McMahon documentary. And I just remember like because I've seen the footage of after where he like goes ballistic and stuff.
Hmm.
And what really got me was like one, I just when we kept saying like he just doesn't know and like knowing that like Shawn is going to the ring, Hunter is like walking with him. Earl, like seeing Earl, I was like, and I know that they know, and like Bret being the last to know. And like obviously it had to be that way. Like he couldn't have known, but I just like
Ooh,
it
it breaks
just
your
got
heart.
me. Oh my God. And like when because he had mentioned in the Vince documentary that Shawn was going to put the sharpshooter on him, like that was always a part of it. And Shawn actually starts to get into it incorrectly. And Bret's like, I actually had to correct him and tell him to switch my legs or whatever. And I saw that happen. And I was like, he literally corrected him to put him in the right way just to get himself like, it just makes me so upset. I don't know why. I just hate it like so badly. And I know that you have your feelings about it because you're like, you what do you say? You always go out on your back.
Yeah, yeah. It's just a
I
wrestling tradition, yeah.
I know. I just hate it. I just hate it. And you guys don't even know. I texted Xavier like when was this? Like a few days ago because we were
Hmm.
like, you were like, we can't find the Raw episodes. We're just gonna do Survivor Series. And I was like, all right. And then I was like, oh my God, no. And I was like, I wasted so much time like hating Bret's heel turn that I just didn't embrace that this was it. Like I'm really sad. I'm really
Hmm.
sad that this is it for Bret. Like I hate this so bad.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
hate
yeah,
that I
yeah.
feel this way, but I was like,
No, but it really is because he goes and like he'll talk about it. Like he goes to WCW and they didn't have anything. Like they had nothing for him. Like they just
it
didn't
makes me
know.
want to
They didn't
cry.
because they brought him over there in the same like with the same like thought process that they brought all the other like bigger stars. They're like, oh, like WWE can't have them. Like, we'll just guarantee them a bunch of money and like blah 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 blah. But the thing is, like, the way WCW was set up like the way that it is before Brett even gets there. So like
Yeah.
the people that are on top and are gonna stay there. Like And then we're going to very shortly start seeing the revolving door of like management that also is just like doesn't know what to do with him. And yeah, so it just ends up, and then of course we know about the injury with Goldberg while he's there, and it's just from there that pretty much like ends his career. Um until he has like a very short run in like 2010. He comes back for like a little bit.
Oh, wow.
And he's such a dude, like such a dude. He like didn't want to just like come back for like TV. Like he started doing like house shows. Crazy guy. Crazy guy. Um yeah, so and then we know he has a stroke, he has like, health issues, and then uh he kind of just like retires officially after that point.
Makes me so sad.
Yeah.
Because I just like, no, that's the boy. Like I love him. I just because again, like we know where it goes. Like he's going
hmm
to WCW and he might like I don't know how he feels, and I guess we'll find out like when we watch stuff, but I like to at least feel like at least you had something, and then to like that doesn't even work out. Like, oh God. And like
hmm
the last place you were, just I don't know. It just makes me feel
Yeah,
like
like did you dirty? Like
did
did you?
you dirty? Did you dirty? And again, I know, like, and this is why I was thinking this while we were watching this. I was like, I would never survive in the wrestling business. I would
Mm,
never make it. Like, I get too sentimental and too attached to things. And like with the wrestling business, you have to be like, what do I know? But I assume you just have to be such like you kind of have to just like release things and pivot and like whatever. And like, this would upset me. Like this would
hmm
really upset me.
I mean, and it was very upsetting for a lot of fans. Like a lot of fans like are very hung up on this. So to this day,
Yes.
to this
Well,
day.
I'll never forget when we went to Suplex Vintage Wrestling and they started talking about it and I was like la 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 like and I walked away and now I'm like now I can't wait to take part in these
Right.
conversations because I'm going to have words. Like I was like and the only thing and I think I had sent Xavier an audio message of like whatever and he was like I'm going to use it for something stupid about like my feelings about this, but or realizing that it was the last time I was going to see him wrestle and it was like the last match he gets screwed over.
Right.
Um but I was like the only thing that is saving me is the fact that now I get to really go crazy and dive into all the
Uh,
tea about this. All the
really.
tea.
Yeah, there's a
Because
lot.
even like I said, I started watching the Broken Skull sessions that Stone Cold did with Bret, and the first question he asks is about the Montreal Screwjob, and I was like, God damn it, I want to watch this episode, but I can't. I have to like wait. And now, first thing tomorrow, I'm going crazy.
No, I love that. Yeah, no, there's tons. There's the Dark Side of the Ring
Yeah,
episodes. There's like literal separate, there's whole documentaries on Peacock specifically about that. Yeah, there's good stuff. We can watch when they bury the hatchet on live on Raw. That's an interesting one. It's yeah, years and years and years and years and years later. So yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know. I would love to know how you guys felt about it. Like when it happened in real time, if you saw it when you were younger, if you're seeing it now while you're watching with us. Like I would love to know how you guys felt, but it really upsets me. It makes me not feel good. And I don't know, I'm really sad that it's over and
hmm
I'm gonna miss having him around, like wrestling and stuff. And now also we know that like Owen kind of like is gonna go down a path and
Right.
everything that happens with Vince now. It is one of the final Infinity Stones for the Attitude Era, is
Really
this.
and truly, yeah, this happens and it kind of just yeah, I won't give away too much because I believe the following episode of Monday Night Raw is on Netflix, so we will watch that. Um Stay tuned next week. We're gonna do a After Dark about the Montreal Screwjob specifically, and then after that we'll watch the fallout of Survivor Series. But that really is when we get the Vince McMahon,
Character.
Mr. McMahon character.
Yes.
And that is the birth of a whole new chapter for WWE.
Yeah. And then I think the last Infinity Stone we need is Rocky becoming The Rock.
Right. Yeah. And then we're gonna start seeing like some of the younger faces that start coming in. Your Hardys, your Edge and Christians, your Dudleys. We're gonna see the advent of the hardcore division. We'll also start reintroducing women, like a women's title. It happens eventually. I don't get too excited
I
about the
know.
quality of any of that.
Oh, I know.
Um,
Because it's still gonna be bark like a dog,
right,
titties out, bra and panty matches, la la la.
right. So like don't well it takes a second, but there's lots to look forward to as we know. Guys, thank you so much. This has been another edition of the New to Wrestling podcast. Thank you for bearing with us while we figure out a kind of new format for this and what it's going to look like go forward. We're not going to stop obviously because we love it. Thank you for watching wherever you watch us. Feel free if you want to message us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. It's N2W podcast. I'm on all of those all of the time. So by all means, come check it out, and we will catch you on the next
We'll see you there.
one. Bye.
Bye.